Celebrities always wear top-of-the-line, high-fashion designer clothes. With the amount of time a famous person spends on camera, it's no wonder why they're always trying to have the best look. Unfortunately, one thing that sometimes comes with being fashionable on camera is wardrobe malfunctions on camera. These 10 know this all too well. Welcome to InformOverload, I'm your host Maddie, and today we're counting down the top 10 wardrobe malfunctions that destroyed celebrities' careers. Have you ever experienced an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction? Let me hear all about it in the comments below. At number 10, Miley Cyrus. Recently, the singer hosted her New Year's Eve party special with Dolly Parton, but this wardrobe malfunction comes from her special last year. To bring in the 2020 year, Cyrus hosted a special with co-host Pete Davidson. Throughout the show, Cyrus had a few outfit changes, but one didn't hold up quite as well as the others. She appeared on stage to perform Party in the USA wearing a metallic silver miniskirt and a top that almost looked like torn metal. To be fair, the top was just screaming wardrobe malfunction from the start, as it appeared to only be held together by a string. As she begins her song, the top completely undoes and the singer is left holding up her top. Luckily, Cyrus would never let a little thing like her top falling off in front of a crowd slow her down. Without hesitation, she turned to face the back of the stage, ditched the top completely, and headed backstage, all while still singing. Moments later, Cyrus re-emerges on stage sporting her skirt and a blazer that she was wearing before. She continues with her performance, poking fun at herself with the lyrics of the song. Her co-host Davidson also poked fun at the singer after her performance. He said, "I heard we may have had a little slip. So in solidarity, here's my boobies." Davidson then lifted his shirt and the show continued on its way. At number 9, Paris Hilton. The socialite has had decades of setting trends and being iconic under her belt. Especially with the resurgence of all things 2000s, Hilton is killing it more than ever. In January of last year, Hilton went on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. While she was on the show, Hilton discussed her recent wedding and her NFTs. Both Fallon and Hilton received some backlash over their promotion of the NFTs, but what I want to focus on is her shoes. Hilton was wearing a dazzling green dress covered in sparkles, and she was sporting a nude pair of heels also covered in diamonds. The only problem with the shoes was that her right one was not covered in diamonds. That's right, I guess Hilton was in a bit of a rush before taking the stage because she walked out in 2 different shoes. During a break, the mistake was fixed, but there was no hiding that those shoes did not match. Following the episode, Fallon poked fun at Hilton's wardrobe mishap. The host posted a photo of her walking on stage with the caption, "When you rush out of the house with the wrong shoes." Definitely a bit of an oopsie, but Hilton has definitely been seen in worse. At number 8, Kim Kardashian. When it comes to the reality star, she has proven time and time again that she is not afraid to show a little skin. I mean, who would be looking like Kim Kardashian? But there have been a couple of times where Kardashian showed a little more than she intended. Not long ago in early December, Kim and Khloe were photographed as they headed to a friend's party in Miami. Kardashian kept things casual, sporting a pair of leather black pants, pointy black heels, and a tiny black crop top. Kim covered her eyes from the paparazzi flash with a pair of Bing sunglasses, but one thing that she didn't think of was her top. While the black shirt may have been covering everything in the normal lighting, when the flash from the cameras hit the shirt, it was totally see-through. Kardashian might have remembered her shades, but she left the bra at home. Considering how much of her body Kardashian shows on her personal Instagram, I'm sure she was hardly fazed by the mishap at all, but still embarrassing regardless. I personally always check black leggings before I buy them to make sure you can't see through them when bending over, but now thanks to Kim, I'm going to have to also make sure my black tops stay black when up against camera flash. At number 8, Gigi Hadid. Both her and her sister Bella are some of the most recognizable models in the world. Back in 2019, Hadid was walking in the Marc Jacobs Spring 2020 runway show when she ran into a bit of a problem. You know what they say, in times of trouble, think on your feet, and that's exactly what Gigi did during this show. The model came out sporting a light blue dress and a matching hat, looking great I have to say. The only thing was she had no shoes on. Fashion shows are always full of crazy out there ideas and looks, but apparently Hadid's barefoot walk down the runway was not a planned part of the show. Stylist Katie Grand took to Instagram after the show to explain the model's lack of footwear. Grand wrote, "In the first opening finale of Marc's show, Gigi's heel broke. Since we were at the other end of the armory, there wasn't much we could do other than fake a non-broken heel or rip off her shoes and send her out barefoot, which we did. Luckily, taking the shoes off worked well and hardly hardly anyone noticed the mysterious disappearance of her shoes. Hadid also lost a shoe in 2017 during a different show, but that time she had her sister to help her down the runway. At number 6, Dakota Johnson. Considering her parents are Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith, it's no wonder that Johnson has had such a successful career on the big screen. At the beginning of last year, the actor went on The Late Late Show with James Corden, and the dress she wore ended up being not the best choice. Johnson came out wearing a super cute red mini dress, emphasis on the mini. As she sat down on the couch to begin their interview, Johnson seemed a little worried about the length of her dress. She covered her upper thigh with her hands when Corden noticed and asked if she was good. Johnson replied with "no" while further covering her legs with her hands and trying to pull whatever fabric she could down. Corden then said, "Are you worried? I think it's alright," before asking off camera, "Is it alright?" You definitely could not see anything but her legs, but it was definitely a close call. Corden ended up offering Johnson his suit jacket to cover up with. Her response to this was pretty funny, with her saying, "No, I'm okay, it's nothing anybody hasn't already seen." They shared a laugh and then moved on right into the interview. This is absolutely a funny response because of her role as Anastasia Steele in the 50 Shades of Grey franchise, which includes Johnson revealing far more than just too much leg. At number 5, Katherine Heigl. She first got a lot of recognition playing Dr. Izzy Stevens on the medical drama Grey's Anatomy. After her departure, she took over the rom-com genre in movies like The Ugly Truth and 27 Dresses. Speaking of dresses, I'm sure Heigl wishes she chose to wear a different one while attending the 2010 Show West Awards in Las Vegas. Heigl not only ended up having a wardrobe malfunction, but it happened as she was on stage accepting her award. The actor had just won Female Star of the Year, and as she was walking up, one of her straps broke, causing Heigl to have to hold it up herself. The first thing she says as she approaches the podium to give her speech is, "That'll serve me for not listening to my stylist and wearing what I wanted to wear." Clearly the actor was shocked and a little flustered through her speech, as I would be, but luckily Access Hollywood host Billy Bush was not far away, immediately running to the rescue and holding her strap in place. Heigl managed to regain her composure and finish her speech. A funny thing to look back on, but I'm sure in the moment she was a bit horrified. Luckily for her, nobody saw anything they weren't supposed to, and the night was saved with a safety pin job backstage. At number 4, Lil Nas X. Montero Hill, known as Lil Nas X, was the musical guest on Saturday Night Live in May 2021 when he had a wardrobe malfunction during his performance. Having a wardrobe malfunction is embarrassing, period, but on one of the biggest live TV shows ever, not the best case scenario. He was performing his song Call Me By Your Name while dancing on a pole when all of a sudden his face changed and his hands went to cover his crotch. Following the performance, he spoke about the mishap with Jimmy Fallon, explaining, "I was pretty much going down the pole, doing my little sexy drop down, and boom, I feel air." Hill seemed to be pretty mortified in the moment but laughed about it with Fallon. He continued with his story saying, "There was definitely a breeze going on, and I also felt some popping still happening. So I was like, oh god, just please not on TV." After the performance, everybody was leaving the stage, and apparently a lot of the SNL people had no idea what happened, so they were like, "Come on Nas, we gotta go get ready for the next performance." To which the singer responded with, "I literally cannot leave, everybody here would see everything. Please bring me a towel." At number 3, Nicky Hilton. She's an American socialite and probably best known as just being a part of the Hilton family, with her sister being Paris and her mother being Kathy. Back in 2015, she had a horrible wardrobe malfunction, and I'm so surprised that her stylist let her out without noticing. Scratch that, I can't believe the designer of the dress didn't notice. Hilton was photographed wearing a super cool white dress with some round cutouts and some stripes of mesh material, making the dress see-through in certain spots. It is a super cool dress and it looks great on Hilton, but the problem comes when she turns around. Hilton was photographed walking up the stairs into an event, and through the bottom piece of sheer fabric you can totally see her butt crack. Not only can you see her butt crack, you can literally just see the entire bottom half of her bottom. Again, how did nobody notice? I don't know. I feel bad for laughing, but come on, the pictures are just too funny. Hilton is posing so lovely as she waves to people, yet she had no idea that she is flashing everyone. I guess if underboob can be trendy, why not under butt? I seriously wonder what Hilton's reaction was when she saw the photos later on. Number 2, Nicki Minaj. Back in 2014 at the MTV Video Music Awards, the rapper had such a wardrobe malfunction that she actually had to hold the front of her dress closed to avoid flashing anybody on live TV. After the award show, she went on The Ellen Show to explain what the heck was going on. Apparently Minaj had just finished a solo performance on stage for her song Anaconda, in which she was wearing a green ensemble. She did not have a lot of time between this song and her next one with Jessie J and Ariana Ariana Grande, so she was just planning on wearing the same outfit for both. Minaj said, "But then I realized that Jessie and Ariana were wearing black and white. I didn't want to ruin the shot with me wearing a green bra and them wearing black and white. So Minaj decided that she had to put on a black dress fast. There was no quick change set up, so it was just the singer, her team, and some curtains held up around her in the dark backstage." Minaj continued, "Right before it was time for me to walk out, they went to zip it up, and right there I thought I could have passed away. The zipper broke, and of course Minaj was completely naked underneath due to the speed of the change. Still, she held that dress for dear life and got through the performance." And at number 1, Janet Jackson. During the halftime show back in 2004, which was broadcast live, there was a brief moment where Jackson's breast, only covered with a nipple cover, was exposed by Justin Timberlake. This incident is sometimes referred to as Nipplegate or Janetgate because it led to an immediate crackdown and widespread conversation on perceived indecency in broadcasting. This whole fiasco became a fiasco in the first place because some thought that the whole thing was a planned publicity stunt. Other commentators, including Jackson herself, argued that it was being used to distract the public from the ongoing Iraq war. Quite an interesting way to go about distracting people from war, but I guess it did that regardless of the intentions behind it. This 1-second clip of Janet Jackson's boob brought way more controversies and conversations than I think they could have expected if it was planned. This incident made Jackson the most searched person and term of 2004 and 2005, breaking the record for the most searched event over one day. This whole thing is the definition of wardrobe malfunction, literally. The term wardrobe malfunction became a term after this, eventually being added to the Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary. That was the top 10 wardrobe malfunctions that destroyed celebrity careers. I've been your host Maddie, and I will catch you next time for another top 10 countdown.